very meaty tonight. Very meaty.
Very meaty.
Well, you say it. Don't show my boobs.
Creamy.
I'm not wearing a bra.
You're very creamy. You're so creamy.
Very meaty.
Very creamy. You're so creamy.
Meaty, creamy.
Very creamy. Hello, Michael Melkos. CB Bazemore in the house. Hello, SDL. Hello, Kara. Taylor, my man. Hello, Jakob. BA in the house. Hello, Abe. Hello, Haven Eskind. Hello, Angeli Boone. Where's Mike Boone? There he is. My man. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Julie's Overalls. David A. Bear. Hello, Tarumi. Everybody finally in, taking their seats. We're going to get going here in 1 minute. 1 minute.
That's your 1 minute warning.
1 minute warning. We got people to do and things to see. Hello, Krista. What am I, Christy? Chopped liver?
Hello. I guess you're saying hello to me. Hello.
Hello, Mark Ellis, Mississippi. Smash it. Hello, Tiffany Tippin. Good evening, Jewel. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Hello, Charles. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Bruno. I appreciate that. Krista, hello. Hello, Elizabeth Estrada. Not to be confused with Elizabeth Betts or Liz Key. Those are three different people. I know all three. Different levels of knowing all three, but I know all three. Okay. Y'all ready to get going here? Yes. Hello, Hector. Wasabi. 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 Smash it. Smash it. Let's open our Frontier bill and see what we pay for internet all together. Let's see what I got to pay here. $92.82, brother. Almost $100 for internet access.
That's all? That's it? I mean, that's just for internet?
Well, here we go. Let's go through this line by line. See, they tried to, now they just give you a high price and give you like a few cents of taxes because people were bitching about all the different taxes that you paid. Now they just roll it into the dang price. $92 for internet.
What are we going to do?
Used to be $14.99 in the day.
Are you going to keep it or are you going to try to get a new one? That's your department. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm about to be Boda on Frontier.
I'm so tired.
Golly. Maybe we should bring that up in the podcast. Get some.
How tired I am?
No, listener feedback.
That's boring.
Oh, people love talking about how tired. People love hearing about how tired we
Turn
are.
that volume off so it won't quit dinging, or does that not work? Let's go and ding through the show.
You have 400 Mbps, Michael? Dime.
How much do you pay for
What
that?
are you, a business? You're like
what
a
does
business.
Mbps mean?
Megabits per second.
How much do we have?
150.
How much does he pay?
I'm getting screwed.
How much does Michael pay for all his?
Michael, who's your provider? Okay, I need to change. This is ridiculous. I'm getting screwed. I'm getting 150 for $91.99 a month. Plus taxes, $92.82 out the door.
AT&T fiber.
AT&T fiber. Okay, I'm calling those a-holes because these a-holes, I'm getting reamed. And I got to watch expenses in this economy.
Yeah.
Okay. People don't want to hear me bitch about expenses.
Not at all. Testing 1, 2, testing.
Connie Lingus, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Connie Lingus, please pick up the red courtesy phone.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Hi, I'm Kellie Rasberry Evans. This is my husband and podcast co-host and the father of the children I wish I had, but the bonus children I do have, Alan Evans.
A train in the house.
Y'all, I'll be honest. I'm dragging a little bit today. I
I
did not sleep well last night.
I'm not able to talk very well on this
Oh
podcast.
God! Why don't do that?
I bit my tongue.
Alan bit his tongue.
It really, really hurts.
Now he can sort of sympathize with what I deal with on a pretty regular basis.
I was hogging down on a big spoonful of Mongolian pork at King Buffet.
Mm.
Just hogging down, munching down, and talking, which is never a good combination.
Yeah.
You know how when you get the side of your tongue with your molar,
yeah,
and you can hear it in your ear go crunch.
Yeah.
I basically took a piece out of the side of my tongue, and it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Did you get that electric current feeling through your body? I have that sometimes.
Kinda.
The electric current feeling through your entire body.
Yeah.
And that crunching sound.
The crunching sound.
I don't know, how does our tongue get in the way so often?
Well,
sometimes my cheek.
Yeah. Well, I have small mouth, small esophagus, big teeth, and big tongue.
Yeah.
That's why I have sleep apnea. Remember? Because I have the windpipe I have a straw windpipe.
I'll never hear the end of this.
I have small mouth, big teeth, big tongue.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how long it takes to heal. You know, mouths do tend to heal very quickly. When I was a little girl, approximately 2, we'd have to ask Connie Rasberry. I think she was pregnant at the time. I'm not 100% sure. But I was jumping on the bed and I fell and almost bit my tongue off. But I was still like kind of getting off a bottle and stuff, or a sippy cup, or whatever you are at that age. My brother was born in July and I turned 2 in April. So maybe I was 2. Anyway, there was nothing they can do. They cannot stitch your tongue back together. It just has to heal naturally. And, you know, fortunately the mouth heals pretty quickly. That's what I was told.
That would have put a crimp in your regional radio star career.
If I'd have bitten the whole thing off, yeah.
Right. That could have cost you a Gracie.
It was pretty bad.
That could have cost you a Gracie.
Pretty bad. But today I think my mouth's pretty good. You're the one. You're the man down.
Got to change your voice, but whatever.
I don't need to change my voice. I say nothing of which I am ashamed.
You know, right before we got on this podcast, I'm a little miffed. Because
it has nothing to do with me for once.
No, it has nothing to do with Kellie Rasberry Evans, but we are consumers of internet and telecommunications. And I just opened my bill and I just realized, after talking, as some of our live studio audience members were walking in and we were comparing internet bills, I'm paying $92.82 a month for 150 Mbps.
I don't know what that means, but
that's the speed.
I do remember almost 5 years ago when we got married and you sat down at the kitchen table.
Well, I'm about to sit down again at the kitchen table.
Spent an entire day.
Because this is a bunch of crap.
Canceling what I had, combining accounts.
Yes.
Fussing at people, negotiating and haggling. It literally took you an entire day.
$92.82 for internet?
I don't know what it's supposed to cost. I haven't handled bills since I handed that over to you 5 years ago.
Some of our live studio audience members, and I encourage you, good, strong, dear, sweet, clean listener, to email us at podcast@kellyandalan.com.
This is how you're going to comparison shop?
I'd like you to let me know if you're happy with your internet service and what you pay and if it's fast and reliable. Because there is a lot of griping in this house about the quality of the internet.
It's bad.
Okay. So I'm paying $92.82
for bad internet.
And that's Frontier.
Because that's what
I'm going to throw them out on Front Street.
Don't do that. That's not nice.
They're not a sponsor. It's Frontier.
That's not nice.
So Michael Melkos.
Does that affect our watching TV stuff when we get the spinning wheel of death and bad, like pixelated stuff?
Michael just told me he pays $56 through AT&T fiber for 300 Mbps. Well, so he's twice the speed at half the cost.
That's probably what I used to have before you married me.
No, you had
canceled everything.
You had dial-up.
I did not. I did not.
I think you had DSL.
I think I always have AT&T. That's what my phone is.
So anyway, I got to pay this bill, and everything's rising. The cost of everything is going up.
True.
So I need to find ways to cut.
That's true.
And you would probably look at me and say, stop ordering so many GD motorcycle parts.
I didn't say a word. That's your conscience talking.
Yeah.
Every day a package arrives on our doorstep.
Well, that's a misrepresentation. That's a misrepresentation.
Okay, every other day?
That would be a misrepresentation.
That's a lie.
Every week would be a representation. Now, we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is a couple of things. We're going to talk about Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
We had a great weekend. We're going to talk about the adventures out at Cedar Creek Reservoir, which is near the town that I am mayor of, Maybach, Texas.
Honorary mayor.
Honorary mayor. I'm the honorary mayor of Maybach, Texas. I went to dinner with my mom tonight where I almost bit my tongue in half. My mom clapped back.
Really?
Yes.
I'm so proud of her.
I know. So I want to run you through that story and see if you think that this is a clapback, because you are the queen of clapbacks.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
I don't feel like I am. Real Housewives of Atlanta does it better. Most Real Housewives do it better, but I try.
Kellie Rasberry Evans, just so you know, is reaching for the remote control of the fan.
Why do you have to tell?
Did you kick it up?
Yeah, I kicked it up a notch.
It's going to be really loud now. Okay. And I went to the eye doctor, and this is like not a bit. This is like, I guess, a public service announcement. Maybe we could get some listener feedback on my issue and if they had the same issue and what they did to correct their
This
issue.
is a very self-serving podcast for you today.
Well, somebody's got to bring something. Okay, that's what I got. You got anything? What do you got?
I'd like people to tell me where they get the best discounts. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's just a self-serving. It's just
absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely, it's self-serving. I need to save money.
Okay,
I want to save money.
That's right. Okay. Usually, people share tips on how to save money, not ask.
You've made a damn career out of talking about how you save money.
Yeah, but you're asking for people.
I'm turning the model over. I'm turning the model over.
Like you do some research on it. No, y'all just tell me.
Just tell me what you do.
Back next week.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what I'm really upset about.
What's up?
Is what's happening at our nation's airports. Because I don't know if you've been watching the news. I don't really watch the news regularly, but when I get up in the morning to do the Kid Craddock morning show,
nationally syndicated,
and my home screen is always Yahoo because I tend to use Yahoo email, but not so. That used to be my primary number one email, but I'm gonna tell you what, I've had so many problems with Yahoo. I don't know what's going on. People that I've always emailed are going to spam. I'm getting so much spam that's leaking through. So it's probably not going to be my main email anymore. But I was looking on the front page because, they do the Yahoo News. And it was talking about another weekend where just everybody's getting stranded in airports because there's a pilot shortage and a staffing shortage.
Can we blame that on COVID?
No, I don't think you can blame that on. Not everything can be blamed on COVID.
Sure, it can.
No, not everything. But I'll just go ahead and read because I've got a flight coming up in just a couple of weeks with my daughter. We're going to Florida, the two of us.
Dime.
Well, I mean, why is it a dime? We're going on vacation. Why is it a dime?
It's not really.
Okay, then why do you dime?
I just heard.
When
I don't know. I heard Florida, and I just.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, Yahoo says, I mean, not everything's dime. I'm not bragging. All right. Thousands of flights wound up canceled and delayed during the Juneteenth and Father's Day holiday weekend, which included the busiest air travel day of the year on Friday. That's, so far. More than 2.4 million people traveled through TSA checkpoints Friday. Airlines had canceled more than 1,100 flights by early Friday afternoon. They canceled more than 1,700 the day before. More than 6,300 flights were delayed within, into, or leaving the U.S. Saturday. Close to 900 more canceled. As of Sunday morning, more than 1,000 flights within, into, or leaving the U.S. have been delayed. More than 700 flights canceled. If you just see the pictures of people and the frustration, and this is after Memorial Day weekend with more than 2,700 flights canceled. They said it's because of staffing shortages, a pilot shortage in particular. A lot of pilots have opted just to go ahead and retire. Mm-hmm. Many airlines have already canceled thousands of flights for the summer, including Southwest, which cut nearly 20,000 of its flights this summer.
Good grief.
Delta is canceling 100 daily departures from its destinations in the U.S. and Latin America, affecting travel from July 1 to August 7th. Again, they're acknowledging Delta is at least labor shortage and customers' frustrations. They want to acknowledge that. But the Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, I can never say that man's name.
Mm-hmm. Mayor Pete
Buttigieg.
Yes. Used to be the mayor of South Bend, Indiana.
Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Anyway, he met with airline CEOs late Thursday to discuss how to improve operations. And on Saturday, he said that his own flight from Washington to New York had been canceled Friday. So he had to drive, and he was pushing airline leaders to ensure they can fulfill their planned summer flights with the staffs they have.
Mm-hmm.
That he said he wants to wait and see how airline travel during the July 4th weekend goes and the rest of the summer season unfolds before they start taking actions against airlines.
Yeah, I've found that, waiting for things to become a big flustercluck and then trying to figure out what happened is always a better idea.
That's what he's doing. But see, the only reason he's mad is because it affected him. He finally was the one that had to rent a car and drive because he couldn't catch his flight. Oh, now we got to do something about it.
Why don't they do something? Why don't they do something before the big?
I think the
4th of July
problem
weekend
is, I guess the airlines, they shouldn't allow flights they know they can't. I guess, how do they know they can't staff them though? I don't know. Does anybody want to be a flight attendant? Can y'all please go get a job real quick or become a pilot real quick so I can fly to and from Florida without worrying about it? I'm worried, but I'm flying back on Friday. So I told my boss, because they're like, you better be back at work Monday after our 4th of July week. No, Robert, you can't do a Robert.
Stop talking.
And I said, worst case scenario on Friday in Florida, I guess I could rent a car and drive back. I don't want to do that. But I'm really nervous and anxious about it. And did I tell y'all that I'm taking him to Kellie to see? Did I tell this in the podcast?
I can't remember.
One of our lovely podcast family members, Becky. We did this.
Big fan of the podcast.
We did this lottery to win, not to win, to have the opportunity to buy Harry Styles tickets anywhere in the country. I entered the lottery for, I think, all of them. I'm not really 100% sure, but he's basically posting up in cities. Like he's posting up for 10 shows in Austin, 10 or 15 shows in New York, 10 or 15 shows. It's a smart way to do it. It's like a mini residency. So he doesn't have to travel a lot. People just come to them. Well, I didn't get any of the tickets, and Becky got 2 at Madison Square Garden on August 20th.
MSG.
Yeah. So we're going to go, and she doesn't have to miss school or anything. We can just fly in, even though I'll probably take her out of school Friday, so we can, enjoy a little time in New York and come back. But now I'm like, are we going to have trouble going to New York and back? I don't even know. But Becky, yeah, she sold me those tickets at face value. Wasn't that nice?
I thought Emma Kellie was out on Harry Styles.
She was out on Harry Styles until Harry put out new music again. Because with young people, it's out of sight, out of mind. And if they're not putting out new music, somebody else comes along, and
for sure,
it's like dangling something shiny in front of them. And now she's obsessed with Harry again. That's all she listens to.
So she's obsessed with the music. She wants new music.
Yeah, and new Harry. So anyway, we're going to do that.
I get that.
But I'm just nervous about the airlines. It makes me, I don't know. And it's expensive, but how can you blame them? I mean, truly, people want these $99 flights somewhere, but can you think about it? You're in this huge flying tin can that's going to get you from one side of the country to the next, and you got to pay for gas. They got to pay for those terminals they park the planes at. They got to pay for the mechanics. They got to pay for the food, everything, So
yeah, it's a business, not a charity,
business, right? I just want to get there and get home. That's my concern.
I think you'll be okay. But
not looking at the news and seeing all these people that are having to drive.
I say that it seems like the last 3 or 4 trips you've taken, you've either had to do some emergency return, or think about renting a car and driving back, or there's always something.
Well, you know what? I know I'll always get home eventually, right?
Wow.
And sometimes in a big picture, big scheme of things, we've got our health, right? We've got our podcast family looking out for us, selling us their Harry Styles tickets, selling us
Are
their
they
Harry
looking
Styles
out
tickets
for
at
us?
Face value. I appreciate you. You know what? But sometimes I get a little overwhelmed with life. I feel a little burned out. I want to tell you now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
Yes. A lot of people may not realize they are experiencing burnout. We often associate that with work. But you could be feeling burned out in your relationship. Some of your friendships, do you ever feel burned out by your friendships? Like, I just don't have anything else to give to this relationship. Life can be overwhelming. You could feel unmotivated. You could be real irritable.
Yeah.
You could be just fatigued all the time. It's like, what is wrong with me? I can't snap out of it. You may be experiencing burnout. And any of our roles in life can lead us to feel that way. But BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. You need to talk with someone who can help you figure out what is causing the stressors in your life. Maybe you know what they are. You just need to like vent to someone to help give you strategies to deal with those stressors in your life. That's what I love about therapy. Sometimes I just need a sounding board because I know the people around me, they get tired of hearing me.
Yep.
Honey, do you want to hear me complain? I mean, maybe sometimes.
I mean, not particularly, but every once in a while I'll listen.
Therapists aren't just to complain to, but they do help you like figure out, okay, why do you feel this way? What can we do to get you past this hump?
Sure.
That's what I love about therapy. But BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours.
And our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/sandwich. That's BetterHelp.com/sandwich.
Yeah. Alan Evans don't want to hear it.
No.
I'll tell it to my online therapist.
There you go.
Thank you, BetterHelp.
So this past Thursday, A-Train, young Cole, young Dylan, and one of Cole's friends accompanied me along in the truck to Cedar Creek Reservoir. I teased this last podcast.
Is it a lake? Why do you call
They call it a reservoir. It's a lake, but I think the official name is Cedar Creek Reservoir. But it's a big lake southeast of Dallas. It's in Maybank, where we've done a podcast from.
Also, Gun Barrel City was
Gun
right there
Barrel
too.
City is very close. And I went down, took the boys, and I think I mentioned on the last podcast we were going to be doing something pretty special down there. We're going to be doing some a partnership with Sea-Doo. And Sea-Doo,
very exciting,
really cool, because Sea-Doo had this new boat, and it's called a Switch. It's a pontoon boat, but it's an all composite pontoon boat, and it has a jet motor like a Sea-Doo personal watercraft, like a jet ski has, and you turn it using these handlebars. It sounds pretty far out, but it's really cool.
It was very cool.
You can reconfigure the interior and take out chairs and put in tables, and it's like the ultimate family party boat, fishing boat, ski boat. It's really, really cool. So there were some guys from Sea-Doo marketing down there, and there was a film crew, and they basically wanted us to test the boat and to take it out on the lake.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. Go tubing.
Take pictures of you enjoying it.
Yep. Have dinner on it. And that's what we did. So we spent a lot of time on that boat. I was pulling around Cole and his buddy. Dylan got to drive the boat, and that was a hoot, babe. I mean, I don't know if you were on there when he was driving it too much.
Pictures and filming, y'all.
Yeah.
I came down,
but not when he was tubing.
Yeah, no. When I came down because I had to work, and then I came down and had to get back for the dogs and all that. So.
Right. So Kellie came down for a night.
Yeah.
But
because I'm a big lake person. I don't know if you know that about me.
She did fine. She did great. She sells herself short on that. She had a good time. And the house that they put us in was just gorgeous. Lakefront. It was on the top of a hill, outdoor kitchen that overlooked the lake. They had their own dock where we could put the boat, and it looked west so we could see the sunsets. Just a gorgeous place. It couldn't have been any nicer. So thanks to all the people at Sea-Doo and to I think they're called 365 Media. They were the people who shot the videos and photos.
Very, very nice.
They
love the boys.
Oh my gosh.
Made them feel like rock stars.
They were so nice to those boys. And it just, I don't know, it sounds corny. It just warmed my heart because they were so nice to the boys.
People are good to your kids.
Oh my gosh.
That's good.
That
makes you feel good.
They pulled me aside. They said, so what do they like to eat for breakfast? They said, we're going to pick them up. Do they like donuts? We'll pick them up some donuts on the way in. And I'm like, yeah, they like donuts. What do they like to eat? We want to get them anything special that they like to eat. But they knew that the key to these kind of things when you're shooting kids like all day in the heat is to keep them pumped up and keep them having fun, and don't make it a drag. Make it fun, and I think we really just had a lot of fun, and they just took pictures of us having fun,
Except for the incident.
The incident. There was an incident.
Yes.
Good call, babe. So Dylan, they had a drone, okay?
Very cool.
Like one of these multi-$1,000 drones, and it takes high def, like 5K video or something.
Really
crazy.
Nice. Like they use on Selling Sunset and all those TV shows where they zoom around. They're really high quality.
Absolutely. So they had a pilot cameraman for this drone, and he would follow us around on the boat, follow us on the jet ski.
You'd hear something like a bee or a fly buzzing around. It's like, what is, you want to swat it around. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just the drone above you, you know?
Sounded, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It sounded like a really loud bee. But Dylan was on the dock just fishing, and the drone operator saw that he was doing this. So I heard the drone go up, and it went over to where Dylan was.
Or to get some action scenes with Dylan casting a line.
Yes. And so I thought this was cool. So I just I wasn't doing anything at the time. They were setting up for a different shot. So I ran down to to the side where Dylan was, and I started filming with my iPhone. And Dylan didn't even really pay attention to the drone. He was just casting. Well, the drone got really close to where Dylan was, and it got so close that unfortunately the suction of one of the propellers pulled Dylan's line up as he was casting. So the line got tangled in one of the propellers.
Yeah.
And you could hear the drone go, it got tangled.
Yeah.
And then Dylan kind of was like, oh, he was surprised. And then the drone just fell into the water.
Into the water.
Right into the water.
Yeah. How many thousands of dollars was that?
Several $1,000s.
Yeah.
So Dylan pulls the drone up out of the water, and he's holding it up on his rod. And the guy runs down. He's like, oh no, and he ran down. And right as Dylan was trying to pull it up out of the water, the line snapped and it goes back in the water.
Oh.
So I'm like, just standing there. I'm like, at first I was like, oh my gosh, And then I was like, oh no, that drone is like thousands of dollars. So the cameraman runs down. He literally looks in the water. You can't see anything.
Brown water.
Yeah. And he belly flops into the water underwater, looking for this thing. And he's down there for maybe 30 seconds. He comes up gasping, he's like, I can't find it. So one of the guys from Sea-Doo, James, he takes off his shirt, and this guy is ripped. Okay. He's like, he had a handlebar mustache and the long blonde hair. He puts in like a ponytail and a bun. Yeah. He was cool. This guy's freaking ripped. He takes his shirt off, dives in head first. He's down there for like a minute. He comes up with the drone. Like, they got it.
Yeah, they got it all right.
So they pulled it up on the dock and
give it mouth to mouth.
Yeah, they tried to, and they were like, "Dill, this was totally not your fault." He said, "I got way too close to you," and he said, "I'm sorry, but this is totally on me."
And I know Dylan was probably worried.
Dylan was a little. He looked at me. The first thing he did was look at me.
Yeah, because you're the.
And I'm like, "Buddy, it's okay. It's okay. It's just an accident. It was an accident." And they said the battery was okay in the drone, but the drone was DOA. But the guy said the company is so good that he gets these drones for. He called them, and they're sending him a new one. Yeah, brand new one. And
he also had a backup drone just in case.
They had a backup, so it didn't mess the shoot up.
That was really the only.
Isn't that crazy?
Snafu the whole week.
Really, the only snafu. But then the joke became Dylan. So Dylan caught everything. I caught one fish. Dylan caught like 5 or 6.
He caught his first crappie.
With
the neighbor 2 doors down. Everybody loves Dylan.
Yeah.
He's got those big blue eyes, that blonde hair. He's just so adorable. Like, come down here. You have to be kind of careful. Somebody's gonna walk off with him because they're like, everybody wants a piece of Dylan, So anyway, he went a couple doors down and caught his first crappie.
Yeah, the guy was
so proud.
So nice. 2 doors down. He said, if Dylan wants to fish here, he can fish here anytime he wants. And he doesn't even have to ask. Just come on down and fish. So he caught his first crappie. He got a largemouth bass. He got a baby catfish. He caught several sand bass.
He caught a cat.
He caught a dead kitten.
It was a kitten that was in the water.
It was already dead. Yeah, he was floating in the water.
What the heck?
He caught a brick that had a rope on it.
Wow.
We thought it was a big catfish, but it was a brick.
Oh.
He caught 2 big twigs, and he caught a drone. So the joke was Dylan catches everything.
Yeah.
So
it was really good to get the kids out on the water, off their devices. It was so nice to have them the TV wasn't working. We couldn't, I don't know if Alan really tried that hard to get the TV to work.
We never turned the TV on.
Because there was just so much other stuff to do. Dylan wanted to not only fish every chance he got, he wanted to night fish. All the boys wanted to tube and do the water ski, everything. So I thought that was good. Of course, the minute they get home, what's the first thing they want to do?
Play video games.
Go back to the video games. But it was nice to get them off of it for a while.
Dylan was okay with tubing behind the boat. Like, I was driving the boat and Kellie was there at this time. And the 3 boys were in the boat. And I was really trying to give
In
him
the tube.
I'm sorry.
What do you call it?
It's a tube,
Yeah.
a Sea-Doo tube.
Yeah.
But I was really trying to, give him a good ride on that tube and make him jump the wake and everything. Well, I got him to jump the wake and it threw Cole out of the tube. And when Dylan saw that, we had to stop the boat and go back and get Cole. Dylan saw that. He's like, back in the boat. Give me a back in the boat.
I'm out.
He said, I'm out, yogurt. I'm back in the boat.
That was cute.
He saw his brother fly out. He said, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. But then Dylan, I sat behind him and let him drive the boat. And then Cole's buddy and Cole were back in the tube. And Dylan was a nut. He's like full throttle.
Just throw him off.
Left, right, hard left, hard right, figure eights, and those.
And you can do this in this boat. You hear pontoon, you think slow moving.
No, this thing moves.
Yeah.
And the boys back there, I told Dylan, I said, Dylan, it looks like they're back there in pain.
He's knocking them around.
But I would put my thumb up, like, you guys okay? And they would like, yeah, thumbs up, faster. So
I loved it.
It was a good time. We grilled a little bit. We did baby back ribs. We grilled on fish on the grill.
Went to DQ.
Kellie made a DQ run with us. Kellie came out on the boat for a little while and I think you enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did. Like I said, I grew up on the lake. We used to go out on the lake all the time, but I haven't done it as much as I used to.
Yeah, but it was a good time. All in all, it was a wonderful Father's Day weekend. I think I posted that, it's almost one of those Father's Day weekends you kind of dream of before you're a dad. You're thinking, man, it'd be someday it'd be nice to have kids and take them to the lake and go boating and jet skiing and grilling right there on the lake and have your own lake house. And this is like one of those perfect weekends. We just had the best time. Went and had ice cream and I don't know. The boys got to stay up late and play video. They did bring their PS4, so at night they were playing Fortnite. But me and Dylan were, we were just kind of talking and eating and doing that kind of stuff.
It was a fun time.
So it was good.
Well, I was always the mom who did not get the memo about signing my kid up for summer camp in February, because by the time June rolled around, everything was gone. But it's still not too late for your kids to get all the benefits of summer camp with Varsity Tutors. They offer 1 week long small group camps on fun educational topics. Kids get all the benefits of summer camp. They learn new things. They make new friends. They explore their favorite subjects. But it's all from the convenience of home. And being online, your kids will make friends from across the country, which is really exciting. And Varsity Tutors knows how important it is to keep your kids engaged when it comes to online. So they hire the best camp leaders. They've also got a little celebrity aspect that's fun. For instance, Space Camp features fun challenges hosted by a real life astronaut. If your child loves chess, how much would they love being taught a lesson by a world champion chess player? Varsity Tutors have some really cool camps you may not be able to find in your town, like Weather Camp, where kids meet a TV storm chaser. Some of the most popular art camps are Young Animators. If they ever dreamed of working for Disney, that'd be a good one. Sketchmasters. If your kid's interested in dinosaurs and magic and money, Varsity Tutors has a camp for that. And in addition to the daily 2-hour camp sessions, kids have an online camp clubhouse. They've got all kinds of fun quizzes, celebrity-led mini lessons, downloadable activities, so they can just keep on exploring their favorite subjects as much as they want.
So go to varsitytutors.com and use promo code SANDWICH at checkout to save $50 on any summer camp. That's varsitytutors.com, and don't forget to use promo code SANDWICH at checkout to save $50 on any summer camp.
That sounds like some cool camps. I did not enjoy camp very much as a child. I went to my church's camp, which was at Twin Lakes in North Augusta. I believe it was North Augusta. I don't think it was Augusta. And I'll tell you what, we give boys a lot of grief for being, dirty, nasty. There's nothing nastier than a preteen and teenage girl at summer camp.
Oh, they're the worst.
Nasty.
They're the worst.
The worst. And we were so hot. We were in these cabins in South Carolina in the hot summer, right? And we'd have one box fan in the window cooling off the whole cabin filled with bunk beds. And every day before breakfast, we'd have to get up and clean our cabin. And it would have to be inspected by a group of counselors. And whoever had the least clean cabin had to clean the bathroom.
Ew.
Ew is right.
I don't even like cleaning my own bathroom.
So the boys had to clean, whoever had the least clean boys' cabin had to clean the boys' bathroom. The least clean girls' cabin had to clean the girls' bathroom. Disgusting. I hated camp.
Uh,
I hated it.
Mm.
I love being with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
but I just felt nasty the whole time.
Oh, for sure. Cole has a camp he's going to in July, I think. It's a Christian camp.
Mine was a Christian camp.
Yeah. His is out in the Piney Woods. I think it's in East Texas. But
Our
anyway.
camp was, we had competitions every day, and we had like chapel like 2 or 3 times a day. We'd have one at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or whatever. And we'd have camps like Sunday school teacher camp. And you'd have to, you were judged. Like these were competitions where you remember the felt boards where you'd have like cut out Jesus and lambs and things. You'd get on the felt board, you teach a lesson. We'd have those kind of competitions. My brother was always in the preacher boy competition. He would preach a sermon.
Really?
He'd be in the 5th, 6th, 7th grade preaching sermons.
Wow.
And they would, and we'd have singing competitions. We'd have all sorts of stuff.
That was some foreshadowing.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my camp experience.
I don't remember going to too many camps as a kid. During the summers, my mom and dad both worked. And I remember, I'd be at home and I'd go over to a friend's house and we would ride our bikes up to the Air Force Base. At the time, we could just ride up there. It was a couple miles away. And we'd spend all day at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
And because they had a little arcade. So we'd take a roll of quarters up there and we'd play video games. We'd shoot pool and we'd bowl. And this was when I was, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Staying out of trouble.
Yeah, we never really got into trouble. We just went up there and hung out at the bowling alley. It's not like they were, during the day, there was a lot of drinking and smoking and carrying on. It was pretty empty, actually.
And I hear about these kids that go to camps now. Like my friends, she'll send her daughter off to month-long camps. And like, my daughter loves it. They can't wait to go back. I'm like, where were those camps when I was a kid? We had a pond or a lake. It was called Twin Lakes. It was with leeches in it. We had a girl one time standing in line. We're like, there's something running down the back of your leg. It was blood because there was a leech in the back of her leg. We had a slide in South Carolina. It was a metal slide, one of those really tall slides. So you had to take a bucket and haul water up to the top and pour it down the slide to make it wet so somebody could slide down and not get 3rd-degree sunburns coming down.
Yeah.
What the heck was Florence Baptist Temple doing back then? I don't even know where they sent them to camp now. I hope it's not there. It was many, many years ago.
I'm going to segue into eye talk. Should we do that?
Oh, your eyes? Yeah.
Can I? Just for...
Yeah, because you need to have more help. This is your...
I'm
stealing your...
Better help.
I'm stealing your podcast from you.
Just for grits and shiggles, talk about my eye issues. Now you have... Okay, back up. About 10 years ago, I had laser surgery by Dr. Booth. Hi, I'm Dr. Booth. I have this fabulous excimer laser. That's my Dr. Booth.
Yeah, I did not go to him.
If you know Dr. Booth, if you've been to Dr. Booth, you know that's how Dr. Booth talks. Great eye doctor.
I went to Dr. Whitman.
You went to Dr.
Whitman approximately 20-something years ago and got my LASIK. And I was one of the first people, I think, in Dallas to get it, honestly. I was really
Did you have the blade or did you have the laser?
LASIK.
Okay. That's what
laser.
Laser.
And then what they tell you when you get LASIK is eventually, because I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I guess, when I got it, they said what happens is even if you're 20/20 vision, eventually you're going to need reading glasses because your eyes are muscles and they, muscles expand and contract just like the muscles in your arms. But as you get older, those eye muscles get weaker and weaker. And that's why you'll need reading glasses. So I think reading glasses are sexy. But when I told Dr. Whitman about that, he said, you're going to hate reading glasses. You never have a pair when you need them. You're always leaving them, always losing them. So I forget the initials from what I had. I don't think it was RK or PRK. I don't remember what it is, some initials. But he went back and he did surgery on one of my eyes. Mm-hmm. So one of my eyes is for reading and one is for distance. So is it called monovision?
Monovision.
So it took me a minute because your brain has to accept that. So it took me a few days to get used to it. But now I'm fine. I don't need reading glasses.
So Kellie's always told me the story, and I was like, wow, that's really interesting. Maybe I just didn't know about this at the time, or I didn't need it because my far away vision was horrible and I could see up close. So what I had done was just to fix my distance vision. and I can see like a friggin' hawk distance wise. But over the last few years, I've really noticed that my up close vision is getting blurry. So I've been carrying around readers, and it's kind of a
Always
beating.
forget them.
I always forget them. I got to buy 50 pair. I get them at Homey D's on the end cap. It's like $6 for 2 pair, because I know I'm going to lose them or break them or sit on them or whatever. So
I was at Goodwill today. They had them for $1.50 each.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good price.
It wasn't Goodwill. It was one of those. It was like Goodwill, but it wasn't Goodwill.
Yeah. So I've needed to get my eyes checked anyway. So I asked Kellie, where should I go, do you think? And she goes, go to Key Whitman.
That's where I got mine.
Yeah, because it's really close. It's like right across the street from our house. So I roll over to Key Whitman and get my eyes examined. They said, my eyes are healthy. That's awesome. And they said, you can't see up close. And I'm like,
bingo.
That's why I'm here. And they said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, here's the deal. I have these cheaters from Homey D's. They make me look 20 years older. I lose them.
They're sexy.
I sit on them. I don't particularly like them. I always got them hooked on my hat or my shirt or something like that. And it's just whipping my arse, What are my options?
Your wife thinks they're sexy.
Okay. Well, that's the first time I've ever heard you say that.
I have said that all the time.
I have never heard you say that.
I think have I not said this? I have
No,
said this before.
I've never heard
talked
this.
about getting the second surgery for my eye. I've always said reading glasses are sexy. That's why I like wearing my blue blockers. Even though I use them for blue blockers, I think they're sexy. Go ahead.
So they said, you know what you could do? I explained to them, laser surgery and all that stuff. And they said, you know what you can do? You can get a contact just for one eye. And it's called monovision. And I'm like, holy moly, my wife has that, but she had the laser surgery. It's like permanent. And they said, yeah. They said, this is an option for you. Instead of carrying around your readers, you pop in this daily contact into your left eye, because that's the one you would use for close-up vision, and you would use your right eye for far-away vision.
That's the one I use. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
That's my close-up eye.
And I said, okay, I'm willing to try it because I am so whipped down by these cheaters. So a week goes by, I go back and get my test fitting and pop in one of these things. And she, as I'm getting examined, she goes, now, what I didn't tell you was that, and I want to ask you about this. She said, this is going to flatten your depth perception. Like she said, your binocular vision is not going to be as good distance-wise. And I said, well, that's not really an option for me, see, because one of my passionate hobbies is motorcycle riding, and I need binocular vision. I need to be able to see far away. And she said, well, try it and see what happens, see if you like it. And it's going to take, like you said, it's going to take your brain a couple of days to adjust. So I popped this dang thing in, and for the next couple of hours,
he gave it 2 hours.
I can't see a damn thing.
He gave it 2 hours, y'all.
Babe, I fell down in the in the K. Roger parking lot. I tripped on a damn speed bump because
How did you not see it?
I can't see.
You could see it.
I couldn't
weren't looking.
I couldn't see.
You were just blaming everything on the contact.
I have never tripped on a speed bump in my life.
Oh, really?
No, I haven't. So I tripped on the speed bump. My head is like killing me, and I'm dizzy. I get in the truck to drive in around. I'm like, man, this is super sketchy. I don't know if this is going to really work for me. So I took the thing out. I just couldn't.
How much did that cost us for that little experiment?
Well, the contacts were free. I think it's the exam I had to pay for.
Well, you needed the exam.
I needed the exam anyway. But here's the thing. I don't think I gave it enough time.
No.
But then I started weighing out the options. I'm like, okay, I'm whipped by readers. I can also be whipped by contacts, because every morning I'm going to have to stumble in the bathroom, do the bit, get it out of my little deal. I used to wear contacts. I know.
Oh, I did until I moved to Texas, and I couldn't anymore.
Keep them in the little tray, put the little saline in there.
They didn't give me any grief until I moved to Texas.
Pop it in my eye. And, so I just figured, okay, I think I learned my lesson. I am stuck with these things until I'm casket ready.
All right.
Because I've got to have that vision. Like I need
on a motorcycle
20/20 far away. I can't be dealing with, well, it kind of looks okay. I need to be able to see far away. And up close, if I need these for reading.
I support you in that, honey.
Oh, well. But I have never heard you say in the history
somebody listening to this podcast has heard me say that.
I've never heard.
Because I have said that on multiple occasions. I even told that to Dr. Whitman. I said, I think reading glasses are sexy. He said, you're going to hate them, because you're always going to need them, and they're never going to be where you need them. You're always going to be in the next room. I've said that multiple times.
Our live studio audience wants me to recreate this fall wearing the Star Wars onesie, as I did when I recreated your fall in New York City.
Well, you got rid of those pajamas, so you can't.
Did I really?
Yep, you wouldn't wear them. You wore them once, and you said you'd never wear them again.
Well, those were my fat man pajamas.
They were just your cozy Star Wars.
Those were when I was
they were like thermals.
That's when I was like,
they weren't
oh,
fat man
babe,
pajamas.
I was like 220.
They were just
I was like
cozy.
220 when I had those. When I wore
Well,
those.
they weren't your fat man pajamas just because you could wear them. They were just regular pajamas.
Okay, so I was telling my mom and dad this story at dinner, which led to another story that I don't think they'll mind me telling, and led to my mom clapping back.
I can't wait to hear it, but you have to hold on to it for 1 second.
Right.
1 minute. Give me a minute here. Green Chef is America's #1 meal kit for eating well. Are you keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free? Are you just trying to eat more balanced meals? If you said yes to any of those, Green Chef is for you. First thing I do when I get our Green Chef delivery is I open that box and I pull out the beautiful, fresh, organic produce.
Fresh.
Alan sees me do this. I love it. It's truly my favorite part of the experience. I would be happy just making a huge salad out of the produce, but I need it for the recipe. So anyway, also delivered to my doorstep, Green Chef only sends premium proteins, organic ingredients you can trust. We're talking farm fresh ingredients like figs, dates, artichokes, plus sustainably sourced seafood. Green Chef offers 24 always changing recipes to choose from every week, so you never get bored. And these are restaurant quality dishes that you can prepare at home. Some of my favorites, the steak and butternut squash salad, the salmon with fattoush salad. I never even knew what fattoush salad was until Green Chef. The green pea falafel with tahini. And you won't spend hours in the kitchen preparing these meals because Green Chef saves you time with pre-measured and prepped ingredients delivered straight to your door. You don't have to run to the grocery store because there's that one ingredient you forgot. No more stressing over meal planning. Green Chef feeds your belly and your spirit. And by the way, Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
And with a wider array of meals to choose from, there's something for everyone. We love switching between the brands, and our listeners can enjoy both and get a sweet discount.
So go to greenchef.com/sandwich130 and use code sandwich130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. How do you like that, babe? That's greenchef.com/sandwich130 and use code sandwich130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Why'd you say 130 instead of 130? You just trying to be different?
I wanted it to be clear that when you put in that code, you have to do a 1, a 3, and a 0.
There you go. It was very clear. You just never have chosen to do it that way before.
Okay.
I'm just wondering.
I like to keep people off balance. So I was telling my mom, my dad, and Dylan. Dylan was dying to go to King Buffet today. And then he
got his brain set on
you know how he is.
I know.
Gets his brain set on something and he's not
Nobody tells that child no.
So me and Dylan met my mom and dad over there for an early dinner, and then my mom and dad were going to take Dill, and he wanted to spend the night with his
because you know why?
Yeah.
He's treated like a king.
Oh my gosh.
A king.
My poor mother.
We go over there to pick him up. He's propped up in a chair with a cozy blanket. She'll be giving him a foot massage.
With a cold towel around his neck.
It's craziness.
Yeah. Yeah. With a TV tray, watching the shows.
I want to go over there and
he
have
wants to watch.
I know. It's crazy.
So anyhow, I told my mom and dad this story I just told you about my contact.
Tripping over the
and I told him,
I'm
like, I didn't trust wearing them because I fell, And I don't think my dad and mom are going to mind me telling this. I really don't. So my dad, he likes to walk in his neighborhood. My dad, he's getting up there, but he walks to stay healthy. Well, my dad said, he goes, I fell the other day. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. And he said, no, I fell. And I said, well, what happened? He said, I was out walking where I usually walk, and I decided to walk over to this baseball field. And he said, I'm just walking in the outfield. There's, it's the middle of the day. There's nobody there. And he said, I'm just walking. And I was walking around the field. Then I stepped down this little step to get off the field. And he said, I've been having problems with my ankle. He said, I don't even know when it's going to give out. But he said, it just gave out. And he said, I fell. And I said, that's not good. I said, did you like put your arms out to break the fall?
Like you could break your wrist.
I know.
And just a roll.
And he said, no. He said, I just kind of rolled to my side and then I was on my back.
Well,
and I said, so you
like
got
a beetle.
Right. And I said, Dad, so you're out in the middle of a field. There's no one around and you fell and you're looking up at the sun in the middle of the day on your back. And he said, yes, that's exactly what happened. And I said, you need one of those like
life
alerts. And he's like, yeah, maybe I do. And I said, well, then what did you do? He said, well, there was a fence about 5 feet away. He said, I kind of got on my hands and knees and crawled over to the fence.
Oh my goodness.
And then I pulled myself up on the fence and then, I got my balance and then I was okay.
His ankle got its strength
back.
Yeah,
he kind of got his balance back and then he was okay. And then he just walked home. So I looked over at my mom and here comes the clap. And I said, Mom, what do you think about all this? My mom's like, I don't know. I got my own problems.
You think that was a clap back?
I'm like, Mom. I said, you weren't concerned or anything? She's like, well, my mom is concerned. It was just funny how she delivered the line. It was like, I don't know. I got my own problems. God.
Cute.
So my poor dad, he was saying he's fallen a couple of times lately.
Yeah, probably time to get him one of those bracelets just in case.
No, he doesn't need one of those. You think he does?
If you've fallen twice and you're out there in the middle of by yourself, it could have been bad. What if he hit his head?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm way younger than your dad and I fall all the time.
You do.
I should have one of those bracelets.
Who do you think falls more?
Me.
You more than my dad?
I never realized how much I fall until I've done like I go back over my entire life. I fall all the time.
I just fell the other day. What is happening to us?
Well, that's new to you. I fall all the time. I've fallen since I was a child.
I fell in the K. Roger parking lot on my hands and knees.
We used to
people just walking by like no big deal.
We had a carport when I lived in Glendale and Florence, and we would put, to get the oil off carport, you put down like Dawn dishwashing liquid, and we would scrub it, and I'd fall in there. I fell on the basketball court when I was a cheerleader. I fell down the stairs at Florence Christian School. I fell in New York City. I fell in the Dominican Republic. I fell in the Galleria Mall. Yep. I fall all the time.
Man, you talk about good, strong, sweet, dear, clean listener. You talk about A-Train being nervous. Kellie Rasberry Evans getting on and off that boat, like stepping on that real narrow dock. Oh gosh, that was making my quiver.
I tried to do it without hesitation because I'm afraid, if you're going to do it, just do it. Because I think if you think about it too much and you're like, okay, I'm going to go, then you really mess up. I tried to do it confidently. Did I do good?
All I could see was you just going face first, either into the boat or when you're getting out of the boat, going face first, like into the boat slip,
Yeah, that'd be bad.
That would have been bad. And every time you were getting in and out, that was going through my mind. That's why I was holding your arms.
Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
Oh, man.
I like to think you care.
I do care.
Thank
I care
you.
very much.
Well, no falling as of late.
No falling as of late. All right. Well, if any of you have a good solution for up close vision,
I mean,
I've tried everything.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. How about a magnifying glass?
But you need to have a new cable provider or internet provider.
I need a new cable provider.
And what else was it you were asking for?
Vision
care. But I mean, there's no solution for you. You have to wear readers or you have to wear a contact or get the other laser. But
and do you want Kellie and I to go over to the Kroger parking lot and recreate me falling? If you want that, we can do that.
Why do you need to do that in the parking lot? You recreated me falling in New York City in our living room.
I know, but I want to recreate it like authentically. I want them to see the setting, the time of day, and how I went down.
Well, you know what they're going to vote for.
What?
Recreate it.
Well, that doesn't mean I have to do it.
Then why even ask?
I just want to see if anyone's interested.
And then disappoint them?
No, if they said they were interested, I would totally do it. I would.
I'm used to disappointing people. So that's fine.
Okay. We'll say that. All right, babe. Well, this was good. You got anything else?
No, my phone's ringing. My daughter and her friend went over to Chewy's. And I told them, I said, I'm going to be podcasting. And so I can't pick you up until we're done podcasting. So my phone's blowing up. But from what I understand, the other mom has them. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, just one final thing. the weekend we were working and having fun at the boathouse on the boat, the boys had to do a lot of work, and they had to reconfigure the interior of that boat. They had to haul stuff around. They had to do things multiple times that they were asked to do. I didn't hear those boys complain one time. And it was 95 degrees with high humidity. Everyone was really hot.
Well, you know what the key to that was?
What's that?
You weren't asking them to do it.
Oh.
It was other adults.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have found, like when I go to school and I would go pick up Emma Kellie, and they would all tell me how helpful she was. She would stay after class and help clean up. And I'm like, are you talking about my child? My child, I can't get to pick up a pair of panties off the floor. I mean, nothing,
She stepped in Larry's dog crap in the kitchen the other day and just texted me.
Yeah, this is my kid. And okay, Cole. So I come home the other day. Cole says, Kellie, his voice is changing. Kellie. He's like, there's a big pile of water over here. And I don't know what it is. I said, how long has it been there, Cole? He said, I don't know. I just don't know what it is. I said, you can clean it up, Cole. You can clean it up too. These kids. But somebody else, a complete stranger, they're like, we'll haul crap in the middle of the day. We won't complain once.
Well, here's the thing. I told them before, I said, look, you guys do a good job. When we have to do the work stuff, I said, I'll cut you guys in. I said, I'll cut you in because, I'm getting a little bit for this. So I'll cut you guys in. They're like, okay. They did such a good job. So I cut them all in $100. I give them $100 a piece. Dylan and Cole have already spent their 100.
Yeah.
And Cole's buddy, I think he was going to we're going to a Rangers game Wednesday. He's going to bring his to the game and maybe get a jersey or a souvenir or something. But I just thought that paying them for doing such a good job teaches them a lot of different lessons. Like you do a good job the first time, you may be asked to do it again. You do a job without complaining. People I can't tell you how many times those guys were like, Alan, your boys, these boys are great. I mean, you're like super family. These guys they do everything. They're so into it.
Are.
And I said, man, I really appreciate that. That makes a parent feel really good when you say stuff like that. But I paid them because they worked. They earned it. It's not like I just gave them the money. They actually earned that money. So I was really proud of them, especially over Father's Day weekend.
So what they spend it on.
Maybe extra proud. Dylan bought today, he ordered a catcher's practice glove because he's wanting to be a catcher on his team. I don't know how that's going to work.
That is such I've never realized how important a catcher is. When you watch Major League Baseball, I guess I just haven't paid attention, but watching this level of play and how crucial the catcher is. I've never known that until like the past year. I've really come to realize that.
Yep.
And he wants that job, huh? If I had to squat more than a minute, my legs would go to sleep.
He's just, he'll be good at whatever he does. That's just the way he is. But he's not a catcher's build. He's a smaller kid and he's wiry and he's very fast. Most catchers aren't very fast.
Right.
But anyhow, he ordered a catcher's glove, and then Cole, I think he just blew his on V-Bucks.
Yeah.
I said, Cole, you don't want to buy like clothes, shoes? There's a lot of things you could buy with $100. He goes, no, I want V-Bucks. I'm like, okay. There you go. All right. There you go, babe. You got anything else?
No.
All right. That's all I got. You want to tease anything for next podcast? Anything coming up like July 4th weekend we want to talk about? No? Kaboom?
Do you want to talk about Kaboom Town?
Kaboom Town? You can order your tickets?
Well,
we got nothing in front of us? Okay. Well, if you go to Oaked at Oaked BBQ's Instagram site, you'll see some information about an event we're going to be at on July the 3rd. It's Kaboom Town in Addison, and we're going to watch fireworks from the soon to be opened Oaked location in Addison, Texas. We're going to be right there underneath the fireworks.
Yeah, it's $50, and that includes your parking spot. There's a limited number of parking spots, and you get 4 food tickets. So however many people you pile in your car is fine. You're paying per parking spot, not per head, people in the car. But there will be 4 food tickets per car, and you can also purchase more. There's going to be food and drinks there, live music. The food's going to be really great. It's from Oak Barbecue. It's going to be ribs, pulled pork, brisket sandwiches, in addition to the traditional hamburgers and hot dogs. There's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's coming up on July 3rd. But like Alan said, there's a link if you go to Oak's Instagram. There will be at OAKD BBQ. And in the bio, there'll be a place where you can click on it and they'll give you the link to Kaboom Town.
There you go. So if you're in the DFW area or surrounding areas, you want to watch some fireworks with me and Kellie Rasberry Evans.
Yeah, we usually aren't even in town. So we're really lucky that we get to go this year. In fact, we need to buy our tickets. I'm going to do that right now.
Wow. We don't get a little something here?
No, honey.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
You can't fork over $50 for that great deal.
You're gonna need to talk to.
Are you that cheap?
You're gonna need to talk to Chef Mike about this.
You're that cheap.
What are you talking about? I just parted with $300 for these guys to help me this weekend.
I think we can swing $50.
All right, babe. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
Love all the kids desperately, and it was a great Father's Day weekend. I had a great time, and wish every weekend would be like that, but then it wouldn't be Father's Day weekend. But every weekend is Father's Day weekend, right?
Except when we don't have the kids. Then it's Kellie Rasberry Evans weekend. And I'm sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye. All right. I really need to buy this ticket though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking up a spot.
Well, okay. Got a little bit in that restaurant. That's right.
I'm not going to ask him.
No, it's fine. Smash. Oh, good one, Kara. A sandwich and some fishing for a drone. That's a good one. That's a good one, Kara.
Does that spoil it before you even...
But you have no idea what that even means. A sandwich and some fishing for a drone? What does that even mean? Huge.
All right. We got our tickets for Kaboom Town. I need to tell Tara. Tara was waiting to make sure we bought them before she went. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's fine. Is your room cleaned up? They need it. Okay. Who's coming? All right. Love you. Ava and McCain are coming over to sleep over.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh, I forgot we're still on.
Usually Alan sits there and entertains y'all while I do this.
What am I, a trained monkey?
Well, usually you entertain them while I do this.
I'll entertain you. Are you not entertained? What movie is that from?
I don't remember.
Gladiator. Thank you, Charles. No, Sarah, we're not doing that. That's not an option. See, I can have my faraway vision. Everything's just fine. Just fine. Come on, Michael. My man. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. We got kids' chitlins to figure out like where they are and what's going on. Got to do a little uploading, and we will yogurt and see you very soon. Yes, Sin. Yes, young Sin. I tripped at K. Roger in the middle of the parking lot in the middle of the day. Nobody came to help me. They just walked by. Like, I don't know who that asshole is, but he obviously didn't see the speed bump. What?
I'm trying to think of how to write this.
Okay. Good night, yogurt.